has many hidden temples and stupas, representing an ancient historical heritage dating from the time of the Shailendra dynasty in the 7th century to the 14th century Majapahit kingdom. They are much more than just piles of forgotten stones from a millennium in the past. These temples convey a deep significance and wisdom, sending an immortal message to all human beings striving to attain the glories of life. The famous Borobudur temple was built by the Shailendra dynasty around the 8th century. Located about 20 kilometers from the present-day city of Magelang and 42 kilometers from the city of Yogyakarta, Borobudur was constructed in a highland area surrounded by green hills, providing an enchanting vista. This temple emphasizes nobility. It is the largest Buddhist temple compared to other Buddhist temples and has been recognized as one of the 7 wonders of the world. As we look to the south, toward the hill of Manore, we can see the shape of a person lying on her back. This silhouette was often mentioned by Gunadharma, the architect who built this noble construction. Borobudur was supposed to be founded by King Samaratunga, but it was his daughter, Queen Pramodaradani, who replaced her father on the throne, who officially declared the Borobudur temple. Climbing up the Borobudur temple, we can see reliefs depicting the story of the life of Buddha Gautama. Also, we can see reliefs taken from the Jataka legend, Avadana and Gandaviyuha. These reliefs present stories of ancient wisdom, designed to enlighten all those choosing to follow the pathways of Borobudur.
Di dekat Candi Borobudur ini adalah candi kecil yang tidak kalah menariknya. Tidak lain adalah Candi Mendut. Di dalam Candi Mendut itu kita menjumpai patung Buddha yang sangat besar dengan sikap tangan Dharma Cakra atau Dharma Cakra Mudra, mengingatkan pada saat guru agung kita mengkhotbahkan Dharma atau Dhamma yang pertama kali di Taman Kijang isi Patang.
Before we actually enter the complex of Borobudur, there is a smaller temple nearby. This is the Mendut Temple. Historical records tell us that this temple came from the Venuvana Mandira. That is the original name, meaning a palace in the middle of a bamboo forest. Before ascending the stairs of this temple, on the left and right sides, we can see reliefs containing messages of morality, depicting the laws of cause and effect. They tell us that one who does meritorious actions will reap the rewards of happiness, but one who does wrong will only suffer as a result of his actions. One of the most famous reliefs here depicts an elephant running wild among a group of people who are being punished because of their crimes. Screams of pain and moans of suffering only exacerbate the elephant's violent activity. But when this same elephant is among the monks, who are silent and calm, it becomes gentle and tame. Ascending the steps of Mendut Temple, there is a narrow corridor just in front of the main gate. Here is a relief of Hariti surrounded by her many children. This relief is often referred to as a symbol of prosperity. In the main hall, we find a huge statue of Buddha, and on the left and right sides, statues of Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara and Bodhisattva Vajrapani. Between the Mendut and Borobudur temples, we encounter a very small temple. This is the beautiful Pawan Temple. In fact, Mendut, Pawan, and Borobudur temples are located in a single straight line. There are many interpretations of this temple, but even up to today, it is still not definitely known just why this small and beautiful temple was constructed between Mendut and Borobudur. This temple is most famous for its Kalpataru relief, depicting a tree which is surrounded by heavenly beings, the Kannada Kannadi. The Kalpataru tree is often used as a symbol of prosperity and wealth. Not far from the Mendut and Pawan temples, we can find the Ngawan Temple. Many parts of this temple are in a state of total collapse. This is because the temple is located in a very wet area, at a lower level and surrounded by rice fields. The Ngawen temple complex actually consists of 5 temples, but the others are already nearly completely destroyed. Originally, these 5 temples contained 5 statues of Buddha, known as the 5 Buddhas or Pancha Buddha, or as commonly written by Orientalists, the Pancha Dhyani Buddha. Kalasan Temple is located some 8 kilometers east of Yogyakarta and was built by King Panangkaran of the ancient Mataram dynasty. According to the Kalasa inscription, this temple was built in 778 Common Era to worship the goddess Tara. Around this Kalasan temple, to the southwest, you will find a foundation or base for large wooden pillars. These, in fact, are the remains of the bases or feet for the pillars that supported the Sangha Harama, the building or complex where the monks resided at the time this temple was constructed and used. This temple is of interest for its kala reliefs found above every entrance door. These are particularly beautiful and are different from the kala reliefs found at other temples. Besides this, the reliefs on this temple are the only ones to retain Bajralepa, the cement used 1,000 years ago, with a yellowish color and covering all the reliefs on the temple. It provides a very hard and strong layer. That's why it's called Bajralepa, a hard cement like diamond. Around the Kalasan temple, there were many small stupa, but today, only the foundations remain. These little stupas have been reconstructed with white stone and can now be seen at the Mendut temple. Not far from the beautiful Kalasan temple, we can find the Sadi temple. This temple consists of 3 halls and 2 floors. Inside, there is a statue of unknown identity. This temple is not large, but it is beautiful to the eye. Plaosan Temple has its own sense of beauty. Observed from a distance, it looks as if there were twin temples here. This temple was built by Rakai Panangkaran as a gift for his wife, Queen Pramodawardhani. Panangkaran himself was of the Hindu faith, but his wife, the daughter of King Shailendra, was Buddhist. This temple is surrounded by several small temples, as well as by many little stupa, also known as purwara. Inside the main temple, there are 3 chambers. The main statues here are those depicting Buddha, which are surrounded by Bodhisattva statues, Maitreya, Avalokitesvara, Manjusri, and many others. The chambers have 2 floors, but the second floor was likely made from wood and has long since disappeared. Perhaps the second floor was used to keep the holy books, which were written on palm leaf. If only these Permata temples and stupas, which surrounded the main Plaosan temple, were still standing. How glorious, how noble, and how beautiful this Plaosan temple would have been. Let us go back in time and see where these numerous Permata temples and Permata stupas still stand in perfect harmony, surrounding the beautiful Plaosan temple. The Sewu temple is quite amazing, as renovations of the main temple have now been completed. It is surrounded by beautiful Permata temples, several of which have also been restored. These Permata temples are designed like the main temple, each crowned by its own stupa. So beautiful. How great it would be if we could only look upon the Sewu temple when it was still in perfect condition, in all of its spiritual glory, presenting immortal messages concerning peace of heart, wisdom, and enlightenment. Inside the main temple, there is an altar with a large statue of Buddha. This is a particularly important statue. As the story goes, a coil of hair made of gold was found that came from a large statue of Buddha. And after the reconstruction was completed, it was found that this hair apparently matched with the location of the altar in the main temple at Sewu. Obviously, it is very beautiful. This temple, in fact, is the second biggest Buddhist temple after Borobudur. This temple is actually a palace area, located in the hills lying to the south of Yogyakarta. The gate to the Ratu Boko Palace is stout and strong, almost enchanted. If we sit there at the time of sunset, it seems as if we were taken on a journey through time to a previous life. The Ratu Boko Palace complex is very beautiful. It was used by Hindu kings and Buddhist kings. The small Banyunibo temple is located close to Ratu Boko Palace. The beauty of this temple lies in its simplicity. The roof is simple, plain, and crowned by a simple but cute stupa. There is a story that the architects or people who built this temple were monks who considered simplicity as a paragon of beauty.
Kita sedang berada pada sepasang arca penjaga pintu gerbang yang sangat besar yang dibuat dari satu batu utuh. Diperkirakan sepasang arca ini menjaga pintu gerbang utama dari pusat kerajaan Singosari. Kita akan mengunjungi candi-candi yang berada di kerajaan Singosari, antara lain Candi Singosari dan Candi Jangga.
The Singosari Temple is located in Singosari, about 10 kilometers from Malang. It represents a combination of a Hindu temple and a Buddhist temple, a common characteristic of many temples found in East Java. The Singosari area is also known as the location of the Permata-permata statue, made famous by the name of Kendedes. The Permata-permata is a statue which symbolized the perfection of wisdom. The statue was recognized as a masterpiece, one of the greatest works of art in East Java.
Kita berada di halaman Candi Jawi. Candi Jawi adalah salah satu candi yang dibangun pada masa kerajaan Singosari. Kerajaan yang berdiri sebelum kerajaan Majapahit. Candi Jawi ini didirikan untuk menghormati Raja Kertanegara, raja besar dari kerajaan Singosari. Candi-candi pada zaman kerajaan Singosari selalu atau hampir selalu merupakan bangunan perpaduan antara agama Siwa dan agama Buddha. Kalau kita melihat Candi Jawi ini, bagian bawah sampai ke puncak candi adalah bercirikan agama Siwa. Agama Siwa adalah salah satu bagian dari agama Hindu. Dan puncak Candi Jawi ini sendiri berbentuk stupa. Berbentuk stupa kecil yang mempunyai catra atau payung beberapa lapis. Dan itulah stupa yang melambangkan agama Buddha yang berada di puncak candi. Stupa yang menjadi lambang agama Buddha itu pada umumnya selalu diletakkan di puncak candi dari bangunan-bangunan candi yang merupakan bangunan perpaduan itu. Perpaduan antara agama Siwa dengan agama Buddha. Dari Candi Jawi ini kita akan menuju ke Candi Jago.
The Jawi temple is still in near perfect condition. We are able to see the stupa at the top of this temple that symbolizes the Buddhist religion, while the building below is of Hindu origin. It is mentioned that the Jawi temple once contained a statue of Aksobia, often referred to by local villagers as Jaka Dolok. This statue was made as a presentation to King Kertanegara, who professed the Siva Buddha religion.
Sekarang kita sedang berada di Candi Jago. Begitulah masyarakat menyebut nama candi ini. Sering juga dikatakan bahwa nama sesungguhnya adalah Candi Jajagu. Arca utama dari candi ini adalah arca Avalokiteswara Bodhisattva yang bertangan 8. Arca Avalokiteswara yang bertangan 8 itu sering disebut dengan Amoghapasa. Kalau kita melihat arca utama dari candi ini, Avalokitesvara bertangan 8 atau Amoghapasa dengan para pendampingnya yang sekarang arca pendamping itu disimpan di Museum Nasional, maka Candi Jago ini adalah candi Buddhis. Ada relief di sekitar candi ini, pada dinding candi ini. Salah satu relief yang bisa kita saksikan nanti adalah relief Kunjara Karna, seorang yang setelah berguru Dharma atau Dhamma kepada Buddha, kemudian pada waktu dia masuk ke neraka, dia tidak menderita di alam neraka, bahkan bisa mengubah alam neraka itu menjadi alam yang damai, alam yang sejuk. Itulah inti dari relief Kunjara Karna yang kita bisa melihat sebagian relief itu pada dinding Candi Jago ini.
In the book of Pararaton, which tells the story of the kings in the Singosari and Majapahit periods, it is said that the real name of the Jago temple was Jajagu. Just like the other temples, the Jago temple was decorated with reliefs. As in the other temples, many stories are carved in these reliefs. But the reliefs in East Java temples differ from those found in Central Java. Looking at the reliefs found in East Java temples, especially this Jago temple, we are reminded of the shapes or anatomy of the Wayan. The forms here look more like Wayan characters and are different from those in the Borobudur temple.
Jawa Timur masih menyimpan kemegahan dan keagungan kerajaan besar Majapahit. Desa Trowulan ini diperkirakan pusat pemerintahan kerajaan Majapahit. Dan gapura ini adalah salah satu gapura dari zaman Majapahit yang masih utuh, yang cukup megah, yang cukup besar.
The Brahu temple is a fairly large temple dating from the glorious time of the Majapahit kingdom. There are many interpretations regarding this temple and about its establishment. One interpretation is that this temple served as a place for cremation of the kings during the Majapahit period. Common to many other temples in East Java, the Brahu temple is made from brick. It is very beautiful to look upon this temple, especially at sunset. The Jabung temple is located outside Trawulan, far away from the center of the Majapahit kingdom. This temple is also made from brick. Observing its cylindrical shape, it is clear that this temple was a stupa during the Majapahit period. Prapancha has written in the Nagara Kretagama that during his journeys, the great king Hayamurak came to this temple to worship. Sumbarawan is not actually a temple, that is, a building where we could enter inside. Rather, it is a stupa located some 6 kilometers north of Sinosari Temple, in a village called Techasari. This temple is located at the foot of Mount Arjuna, and is surrounded by leafy trees and has a clear flowing spring. It is just as Prapancha said in his book, Nagara Kartagama, that this temple is Kasurangana, as if we were in the world of gods and goddesses. This is the only stupa in East Java that still stands independently and where we can see what it looked like right up to the present day. It is really beautiful and glorious, even if it is not very large. This temple has also been reconstructed in a smaller size at Mrs. Retno's house, which is located behind the Mendut temple. Looking at this perfect stupa, Sumbarawan stupa, at night, it brings us back to the time when goodness and wisdom prevailed in the souls of our ancestors. these temples may be forgotten, but it still seems like they never tire sending us a message of wisdom to each human being to achieve the glory of their heart.